Red leather, yellow leather, red leather,
Sibilance.
yellow.
I gave Lemmy a ride in the Batmobile. Look at that.
Well,
Lemmy from Of Mice and Men.
Oh, that's Lenny.
Oh,
that is Lenny.
This is
Yeah.
Lemmy.
Lenny needed a ride.
Motorhead.
Mm-hmm.
I see Motorhead a lot of times, and here's a good story to me. Seeing Motorhead at Ozfest, outdoor second stage on the dirty mud, dry dirt area, metal, everyththing louder than everything else. We're Motorhead from England. We're here to kick your ass. The whole story, right? This one dude keeps freaking doing the thing where we not stage diving, but like literally like launching himself on top of people so he can crowd surf.
Like this
crowd.
Yeah, but you didn't stage dive.
We're gonna let him go.
Yeah, he didn't stage dive because he didn't climb on the stage. He would like climb like something else and jump onto us. Anyways, if you are a stage diver or crowd surfer, F you.
Mm-hmm.
And your parents.
What else am I supposed to do?
Whoa. Save your gripes for the end of this show.
Okay. But anyways.
Hi, everybody. Lots of hellos.
So this dude's jumping on us. Me and this giant biker dude who's like much bigger than I am. Standing next to me. We're both getting fed up with this guy. Like psychically, we both told each other. And the last time this guy went down, he grabbed both of our girlfriends' butts on the way down. Both of them. So me and this guy like psychically connected. And then next time this guy went over, we both grabbed him by the scruff of his shirt and body. We like pounded him into the packed dirt. We were like,
what he wanted. Boom! That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
You know what? I once went to a Blues Clues live concert, so I totally get you.
I saw that happen at a Blues Clues concert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The greatest pit I've ever been to was at the Wiggles. Honestly, I saw a guy lose an eye.
No, don't joke. I've been to a Wiggles concert. They're good.
They get wild.
Well, it was mostly the acid, Daniel. So, hello, everyone. Welcome in. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Pop Culture News and Headlines. We've got a full team today, and we've got someone who just got done celebrating. Daniel got a new light, everyone. Can we
sure did?
Congrats on your light, Daniel.
Thank you.
I don't know why I expected anything different.
I almost said in my head,
like
when
a
I
Lucy
wrote it
in
down,
the football thing.
I have Alex cut his beard. I got another gray hair. Daniel celebrating a gay anniversary, or the light. I went light. It seemed nicer.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
Happy birthday! How was your birthday?
Hey, thank you. It was good. I just had downtime. I went and finally saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I got my favorite dinner, which is charcuterie, which is, of my culture. So
girl dinner.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a great day. I just needed some downtime. It was a busy week. So it was good. It was a nice day.
Yeah.
I feel like now that I am 52, I need to start bringing some different things to the table. Like I feel like I should be covering Murder, She Wrote, what Michael Bublé is doing these days, Agatha Christie novels maybe, or John Grisham novels. Like I think I need to start representing my my age bracket better, my demographic.
You can start educating us on like Roth IRAs.
Years old.
Yes, exactly. And like,
is that a rapper?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
This guy was David Bowie. No, David Bowie was 69 years old, rocking out.
Nice.
None of this Michael Bublé crap. Enough of it.
Bowie.
Lemmy was
Bowie
70,
timed it.
and he was the heavy metal master king of all things. You don't have to do this Michael Bublé crap. Also,
we can save you from the Bublé.
Liza.
Yeah.
Get your mind out of there. But that also did happen. Autumn called us by accident. She butt dialed us. That's another story.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Whole thing.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome in. We've got a pop culture news and headline show. Ironically, before we do that, I know it's your birthday, Autumn, but I was telling Daniel, I was texting him. I went to a flea market with my girlfriend over the weekend, and it's your birthday, but I got Daniel a gift, and I'm going to show everyone what I got him. I'm going to show it live because literally no one else would care otherise.
He also hasn't shown me. I tried.
No, Daniel has no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my girlfriend could care less. So I went and I've gone full hipster, and I've started to get $2 and $3 VHS tapes. So I'll show you some of the ones that I got, and then one of them is for Daniel specifically, and Daniel will know why it's for him.
I might.
So I got The Punisher, Dolph Lundgren.
Okay. So
terrible movie. I love it.
So bad.
Alive.
Scary movie.
Okay.
My favorite version of Scream is Scary Movie.
Yeah. Scary movie. Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Raider.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, solid. None of these are for you, Daniel, so don't get too attached.
I love Tomb Raider.
But this is what drew my attention to all of these first. Still not Daniel's present, but
Close Encounters.
Nice.
Okay.
That's solid.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen
And
that
it's
one.
Me and my
And
older
it's-
brother.
and it's not just the thing. They have all the films in there too.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Me,
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Is this one of those things where you just collect them because they're collector's items, or are you watching them on a
He's not
VHS
watching.
No,
No, I'm just collecting them. I don't
They're
have
just
a VHS
collect-
tape.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Wait.
All
My
right.
brother
love
and
for
I,
him to
every
show
time I
us
see
a
my
VHS.
brother, my older
Yeah.
brother who lives overseas, I see him once every like 8 years. But for
Okay.
some
Yeah.
reason, every time we get together, one of us just, and it's not even like a thing, we do this means something thing. We make a pile of food out of something and have to say that at the table.
And it says it means something.
Like we make the mashed potatoes and we're like, this means something.
This means
Every single time.
Jeez.
Are there psychedelics
All right.
involved? Or
No.
no
he
food
believes in
just
Alright.
means
God, so I mean,
something.
he's got this.
All right. The last one is Daniel's actual.
Oh, there's
this is
more. Okay.
This is Daniel. This is Daniel's gift. All right, Daniel, close your
Okay.
eyes. Okay, ready, Daniel? Open them.
Oh my!
You look so
Oh,
excited
God.
about it.
This is a movie that me and Daniel used to watch all the time. That
I think we
were
burnt
not
out the
allowed to
tape.
watch. Yeah, definitely burnt out the tape.
I feel like
I don't.
remember in Transformers how the information was burned into the guy's retinas because everything's
Yeah.
back to Transformers. I feel like Daniel has that burned into his retinas, and like we kind of
Whenever,
we front to
my
back like a
God.
gift.
whenever I break down a box or something, I just always go like Shaquille O'Neal when he's fighting people. This is the dumbest movie. I love it, and it's for Daniel. Anyways.
I
So,
love you so much. I'm going to cherish
Yeah.
that VHS.
that's pretty.
I'll have to see if I can find a
Oh.
player for it.
I would actually. I'm starting to like build them up because now I've gotten really.
What do
big.
you
Stop it.
like? Do you just display them?
If I
Yeah,
may,
I'm not gonna play
Paul's
them.
family for the longest time had this one wall, top to bottom, like ceiling to floor
Yeah.
or floor to ceiling, VHS tapes. To the point where I
Probably-
think the shelf was deep enough that you could stack them too deep.
Okay.
2x2.
I have
Yeah.
a follow-up
yeah,
question.
Over
Follow-up
150 of them.
Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Did clamshells get sorted by whatever the other sorting process was, or did they go on their own shelf? Clamshells.
Oh, I see.
The hard
yes.
shells. Yeah.
The clamshells were on the
Were they
bottom.
integrated?
Are-
Okay, so they weren't
Like
integrated.
these paper ones were
Yeah.
were a majority. We didn't have
Those
a lot
are standard.
of the
others are
clamshells.
clamshell.
Not
Right.
many
Nice
Standard
are a
clamshell.
nightmare.
Yeah,
They
I didn't
are.
like
They're
them
big
either.
and they're stupid.
Unruly.
But people
Yeah,
collect them.
it was the same issue people have now where they try to sort their
Yeah.
DVDs and Blu-rays. It's like, oh, what
Yeah.
a nightmare. What a nightmare.
Okay.
But anyways, so that's where we are.
Anyway.
We've got pop culture news and headlines. Thank you guys for being here. And once again, as
Yeah.
always, thank you guys for joining us over the weekend to talk about movies. We talked about spooky movies this time around. We talked about Long Legs and Cuckoo. And then the previous week, what did we talk about, Alex? What was the last one? Or the first one that we did?
I remember.
We talked some movies. So
Yeah.
every Saturday, me and Alex and whoever we can get to see these movies with us will go live with us. But thank you guys for being here.
Oh
Now,
man, I should jump scare everybody during the middle of the show.
oh my God, Alex, you're gonna not on Autumn's birthday, please. All right. Well, as always, like, comment, subscribe, with the notification bell after the comments. We're gonna have some stuff to say. So if we can't get to all of your comments, I have a feeling you guys are also going to have a lot to say. So in the comments on YouTube, let us know what you think about a few of the things we're going to talk about today. So with that, Daniel, whenever you are ready, my friend,
All right,
kick us off with our
bit of-
first piece of news.
First piece of news. We're gonna go across the pond. Ted Lasso season 4 has been confirmed to be in the works.
Almost greenlit.
Nice.
Almost greenlit. There's
Okay.
still
Wait. It's news that it's almost greenlit.
yeah.
Okay. So that would be almost
It's in
news.
talks.
It's
Yeah.
in talks. I feel like they
Almost
put
pop,
it
almost
out
purple.
and then gauge the feedback, see what people are thinking.
Mm.
Okay.
Me,
And-
myself.
Well, and it is news because we, as far as we knew, if you saw season 3, it ended, and Roy Kent over there by Autumn, basically, I mean, it's his show. He's one of the writers, and he's one of the executive producers on it. Ended it because of the strikes, and he's like, we don't want to pick back up on the show. We're going to end it, and it wrapped up pretty nicely. So yeah, Daniel picked this up because it is pretty big news for everyone who's a Lasso head.
Yeah. Well,
A
Steve
Lasso
Nara
is
has a
good.
question. He
Mhm.
said he's never watched the show. Is it really all that? 100%.
No, it's
Season
not
one
all
is-
that. It's
Absolutely.
Ted Lasso.
It's a
all
solid
that is
show.
a
I will
totally
say
different movie.
it's very yeah. I heard somebody call it like positive porn or something like that. Inspirational. Like it's so uplifting. It's so
Don't Google that.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
don't Google that, please.
I
It's
only
about
saw
a
season
men's
one. It was
football
great.
coach who goes to coach men's soccer.
Mhm.
That's called a microfeminism, by the way.
What?
When you say men's soccer and men's football
Oh.
instead of just football and soccer, it's called microfeminism. I learned that a couple weeks ago, and I love it.
Oh, I learned that too just now.
Where did you learn
Yeah.
this on the TikTok?
I was gonna say it's good to see Autumn's
I
TikTok
did.
is no longer suspended. So
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. I took a
Yeah.
month off, and within an hour of coming back, I was right back in. No change, no mental health improvement at all.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, Ted Lasso, yes, definitely.
So season 3 had
fantastic
like a
show.
solid ending, you know.
Yeah.
Which
Mhm.
that always leaves me thinking they should just be done. Like
Mhm.
Parks and
I-
Rec needed to be done when they ended the show, not when they had another season to try to
Mhm.
retell an ending. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I think also to prove to everyone that it is a very good show, Dwayne, our local curmudgeon, next to Alex,
Dwayne.
likes this show. He doesn't like
No,
anything.
loved it. He said loved it.
Loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only saw season 1, and I felt like that was
Mhm.
enough. Like I binged on a really nice cake, and I didn't feel the need to go back right away. But,
Yeah.
what I watched, I did love. I'm of the opinion that every show should end like it's their last season every single time, so we don't have all these problems where shows get
I
canceled
agree.
and
Agreed.
you feel like, oh, my show.
Well,
just
I
end
think
it.
if
Every
the
season
show
should be the
creator
end.
has the opportunity, if they're privileged enough to have the opportunity, they should treat it like Mike Schur did with The Good Place, where they planned out 4 seasons. He told the story in 4 seasons, and he was done, regardless of the fact that it went out on a high note. People would have bought more seasons, but he told the story and it was done.
Breaking Bad.
I think, but
I thought
not
Breaking
everyone
Bad
has
was
that
perfect.
privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everyone has the privilege of knowing that they're going to have 4 full seasons or 2 full seasons, but
Mhm.
But
I
even that's
do
not
like that
guaranteed,
approach of
right?
exactly. Well, that one was pretty like
Really?
at that point he had been, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Superstore and Parks and Rec and The Office. At that point, they just said, "Go do what you want," and
Yeah.
he committed to 13 episodes, 4 seasons, done.
Yeah.
And they asked him to do
Mhm.
more, and he said no. So
Yeah, seriously. Like
anyway,
you got that show, The Last Man on Earth,
Mm.
and it was
Yeah,
going, and every season, they
Yeah.
left you a cliffhanger. No more cliffhangers.
Mm.
Guess what?
Just
That last
wrap it up.
cliffhanger, I will never know, and I'll be so mad
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was really happy with 1 season of Last Man on Earth, and then I was good. I was done. The
They
story was
could have
told.
ended it after 1 season. It would have been perfect.
Yeah.
They should do that
Anyway,
with every
yeah.
show. Anyways, continue. With
But
whatever you're
yeah,
about to talk about.
they
Ted
did
Lasso, yeah,
actually. Yeah, Lasso's coming back. They did actually already announce today, like alongside all of this news, which I think broke like yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, that Jamie Tart, I can't remember his real name, but the actor who plays Jamie Tart is not coming back for season 4.
Is that the obnoxious one?
He was like the really
egomaniac
good like egomaniacal guy who
He kind of looked like, what's his name? Sam
Whitworth?
Worthington?
He kinda looked
Oh
like Sam
yeah, he
Witwer.
does look like Sam Witwer.
He kind of
for
did.
sure.
Yeah.
He's a little British Sam Witwer.
Oh, Tenchi
What was
has
that
an
voice?
interesting.
He's got like a Geordie accent. Okay.
that some showrunners want to have that plan, but then the network makes them keep going, like X-Files and
Yeah.
Supernatural, which definitely drove their stories into the ground. Like
Mhm.
both, I don't know if you guys watched X-Files all the way in, but it was like enough. Like it went on way too long. It was a great story, and then it just
And then they brought it back
they
like
made
2
it down
different times.
slow, painful death. Yeah.
Never actually seen a whole episode of X-Files through and through.
Oh,
What?
that
I've
was
seen
one of those
maybe
shows
a
where it was
handful.
like I had to rush home to get home to watch X-Files, and it was on, and it was like the event of the week. Like it
Mm.
was,
Yeah.
I
I would
loved it.
watch.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would watch it randomly. I've never seen a full
Mm.
season straight through. I would just
Oh,
watch random episodes
same.
every once in a while because it was a freak
Did
of the week show. So you could just
no, absolutely. I mean, it was, yes, but just like
there was a through
Supernatural
line.
and Buffy, it was an overall arc, and then like Monster of the Week mixed in, but there was the overall.
Yeah. like
But
supernatural.
I could easily just drop in and watch one episode, or I could watch a few where there's a through line.
Yeah.
Either way.
So that being said,
Baseball.
do you think there's a
Anyway.
story to tell, or is this a soulless cash grab?
Everything's a soulless cat trap.
Yeah, one. And then
Okay. Pop, get you to bed.
I think, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, if the fact that Jason Sudeikis, who is Ted Lasso, has not come back and said that he's like 100% in is not a good sign.
It's telling.
I don't think, because he's probably not involved as he was. And I think he wasn't as involved in season 1, but he was in 2 and 3. So the fact that he's not, I don't know, it doesn't really bode well. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But my answer is like, I think they probably have a few stories they wanted to wrap up. It also ended really weird. Like, I don't remember, not the content, but the story and everything surrounding Ted Lasso, to me, ended really weird. And it was like, holy shit, this show's at the top of the mountain. And everyone loved it. And it had just come out. And everyone had just binged it. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're not going to do season 4. Like, this was it. They're like, oh, weird. You feel like they would have given you the fanfare before they dropped the season, but it was like a week after it had launched. And again, had to do with the strikes and everything, but I feel like there's just some residual pain left there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hurts my heart.
So good. I'm glad the heart's working. All right, Daniel, what else we got?
All right. Well, other side of the coin with, Ted Lasso being brought back, we are losing the Acolyte. So we've got official word from Disney that they are not continuing on with a season 2 of their Star Wars. Acolyte. Not the tiny violin.
No, it's a tiny bass. It's a tiny bass. I don't have a
tiny bass. It's different. It's groovy.
Turn it to the side and chillo.
Chillo.
So big bummer. We'll never see these two again as of right now.
This is my first time seeing them
being
ever.
banished.
This is my first and last time seeing them together.
Yeah.
But I was saying how like there's something about Amandla Stenberg. She was also in a
Amanda
movie
Hugginkiss.
Amandla. She's an Amandalorian. She
oh damn, that's good.
She was
Just
in
zingers all night. This night.
movie, the Hate You Give. It was very interesting.
Yeah, Hate You Give.
Oh
Away.
yeah.
Oh my god, she has music, and it is terrible. So I was saying to my friend Patrick.
Wait,
I was saying to
who,
my
the
friend
girl?
Patrick. Yeah, Amandla Stenberg. Her. She has music, and it is terrible. So my friend Patrick's like, oh, he's one of these people who's like, oh, the Acolyte's canceled because this to the fan. I'm like, who cares? I'm like, who cares? When they were announcing everything and he was all mad about it, I was like, what do you care? Are you gonna watch it? Because I'm just not gonna watch it because I just don't care. Like, you can't make me care about Star Wars, so I'm not gonna watch it. Why are you getting so mad? He was so excited that it was getting canceled, and then I was like, yeah, but I kind of like Amanda. So he looked her up and found this song. He's like, sends me the link. I'm like, oh my god, it's terrible. I'm like, is this a grim joke song or is this like a real song? She's dead serious.
You gotta find it.
I'll find it.
You gotta find it.
Yeah.
So bad.
Just because you can pay for studio time doesn't mean you should.
Oh man,
because you can afford studio time.
It's not. That shouldn't be a green light.
Okay, has anyone here, like before we rip on it too much or whatever we choose to say about it, has anyone on this show finished the Acolyte? Like actually seen it? I saw the first episode.
Started it.
Yeah,
I saw it all the way through.
Okay, I guess that makes you the authority.
Wow. Okay.
Here's the thing is, I am, as you know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan and I'm a completionist, like spreadsheets and all that stuff. And even though I love the whole franchise, I love it all, I just haven't been able to bring myself to care about the Acolyte or about Ahsoka, which is crazy because I love the character Ahsoka, but I just don't have any interest in watching. What?
Ahsoka made me cancel Disney Plus 5 episodes in. I was like, all right, I just goodbye. I'm not trying anymore. I'm not giving you any more money.
Yeah. How mad you have to be to go and find your Disney Plus settings and account and billing.
I still want to pay for it. I was like, it's not worth paying for.
Content burnout. It's just content burnout for me, even though I love the universe. I'm done. Like, it's too much.
That's your 90 thing is so
and I'm kind of fed up with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's so much coming out, and like I haven't watched the Bad Batch. I don't think I finished Andor. There's There's so much. There's a little too
Andor.
much coming out.
Yeah. I didn't finish Andor. I didn't watch the last season of Bad Batch. Like, even though I liked what I have seen, I just, it's too much. I can't.
Like,
Yeah,
I'll go to
Andor-
There you
the
go. Like,
show
it's the
page,
same thing.
and then I can't bring myself to hit play. You know, it's just like I want to get into this right now. And
I get it fully.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, like, I don't watch 1/4 of the amount of Disney programming that most people do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't watch the Star Wars or the Marvel shows. I don't watch really.
You
any of it.
mostly just watch the Cars and Planes series, right?
Just Cars and Planes. Actually,
Exclusive.
it's Planes
and
then Cars.
whatever
then-
Muppets
Right.
is on Disney
And
Plus.
whatever Muppet sex shows on Disney Plus. But Andor, like, I had to watch. I was like, I need to watch something.
Yeah,
that's,
and
that's
see-
the only thing that Disney's producing that they're putting on this platform that I give a crap about.
All right.
So Andor is worth
Andor.
watching. I mean, I keep hearing it's good. I just can't bring myself to watch it.
I get it, but it was the only one I loved watching straight all the way through. So now Acolyte's canceled. But actually, Daniel, I was talking to Daniel about this earlier. I heard a rumor that they're going to come out that they are going to wrap up Acolyte. They greenlit it again. It's under a new title, so that hopefully the people forget
Ted
about it.
Lasso season
Yeah,
4. Is that the new title?
Nope.
Oh, nice. I went to Universal Studios and I took the tram tour, and they are like all in on Nope. Did I tell you that already?
No,
no.
They
Like the
built
giant
the
balloon.
they
Yeah,
built
the,
it. Yeah.
the place. And I'm like, I don't get it. Was just such a specific movie to go all in and build a whole set piece for. I mean, it was
They suck
awesome.
you into a
They're like,
giant
damn,
balloon
sets are
and kill you? Like,
expensive.
what happens?
Well, they built the set and then they filmed there, and they just never tore it down.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's
Did
what
they
happened
do that?
at Universal
One of
Studios.
the
Yeah,
tram tourists?
yeah. Jordan
not know
Peele
that.
went and talked about that like during. I think it was like 2 years ago
Oh.
when they
Okay, well, then
when he
I'll
did
accept it.
Halloween Horror Nights, like that. Yeah, it was a whole thing. Anyways, but yeah, so I'm curious from, like Laura, Liza, Daniel, even Autumn, who I'm not a
And
huge
Steve
Star Wars
Nara
fan.
with this opinion,
And,
which means that I will never listen to a recommendation that Steve Nara gives me.
Absolutely not.
Literally ever. Alex, go see
no.
this movie. And
Let
you
the
know what
man
I'm going to say when he recommends a movie?
Nope.
What do you think is driving your, like, specifically your disdain with just focus on Star Wars, because if we get wrapped up too much in the Marvel, then that slips into Disney. But
Yeah.
there has to be something
just
happening at
exhausted.
Star Wars that people
Like,
are just
it's
not
not
interested in.
special. It's not special anymore. It's just like
Mhm.
this deluge
It's
of,
like
and I know actually I say it never
everyone
was
gets a show.
special, but it
Like,
but it was just, it's so much. It's just oversaturation, and it doesn't feel like when Bad Batch came out, I was excited, like, oh, this is a cool story I haven't seen before. And it's like, here's another cool story. Here's another story. Here's another story. They're all coming
Acolyte.
so quickly on the heels of each other that it's like, it feels watered down, and I don't know.
You need
I'll
to
watch it
time.
eventually.
This is what everyone's
Yeah.
forgetting is time.
Yeah.
You know what made
Yeah.
people rush to go see
Yeah.
the freaking Phantom Disaster Menace, that painful, traumatic
Yeah, because it was
movie?
so,
It was 30, how many years was it? It
Yeah.
was
Well,
20
then when
years or 30.
Mandalorian came out,
22?
it was like they did Bad Batch, and that was a cool little side thing for some people who are interested in deep diving into that world of the characters. And then it was a long batch, and then Mandalorian came out, and it told a new story in a new way, in a new
No.
style.
I think you're
And it
thinking
was
of
great.
Clone Wars, then Mandalorian, because then Bad Batch was after Mandalorian.
Was it after? Okay.
Yeah.
So the point
Yeah.
is, it was like a good while before the last like live action
Yeah.
thing, and they put so much into it and made it so special, and then it was just like, oh, that was really successful, let's just crank out 750 live action
Brutal.
stories.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah. We're getting like inundated with a lot of just characters, but I will say for me, it's starting to feel a lot like John Favreau's Toy Box, right? And it's like, this is my character that I made, and like, he's my favorite. So we're going to, Ahsoka, we're going to put her in all the cartoons, all the shows. She's going to cameo and everything. And I love Ahsoka, but it's just like, it's all this one cast of characters. We're not really seeing anything from like other pieces of the universe. It feels like such a small universe, despite it being a galaxy.
So huge. That's the thing. Like, and you mean Filoni, because Favreau is what kind of made everyone excited about it. And then they're like, hey, and then Filoni's like kind of edged his way in. And he's like, oh, get me out of here. And like, hey,
Fucking
it's
cowboy
the
hat
in the show.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And he just
agree.
he took it over. And then he's just sucking the life out of it. And the Acolyte should have been exciting because it was at a period of time in Star Wars that we didn't get to explore. You know what?
Yeah.
It's a universe. It's a universe.
Yeah.
That's why when I read Scoundrels, which I always tell people, like, oh, you got to read this book, Scoundrels. Like, what is it? I'm like, yo, it's like Ocean's 11, but in Star Wars. So it's like, wow, you can tell another story. Because guess what? When they did the zombie ones with the zombie, I'm like, look, you could tell a horror movie in Star Wars because it's a freaking universe.
Yeah.
We're in a galaxy. A lot of things happen. I mean, as a Star Trek fan, it happened with Deep Space Nine. Everyone's like, oh, they're not flying around in a spaceship. How's it Star Trek? I'm like, because it's in the same universe. That's all that matters. It's in the universe. These people exist. Just do something there. I would watch a fucking cooking show in Star Wars. If it was different than the same freaking lightsabers using a chop up onions. Fine, I'll watch it.
They kept telling the whole story, like the stakes are the same over and over again.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
No one.
Everything is space opera.
Yeah.
You know?
No one loses.
Oppression and rebellion and freedom. Oppression, rebellion, freedom. Oppression, rebellion, freedom. It's like, okay, are there other stories in the world to tell? Can we tell some other stories?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
In
it.
that
And
I think that's why
yeah.
Andor was so successful, was because it wasn't just like keeping up with the Skywalkers. You know, it was like it was the Imperial oppression. It was, you know, you get a little prison break, a little heist. You know, you get a little flavor of everything. And you get a political drama, right? Like it was prestige TV, and I feel like everything else is just like more lightsaber action fights. You know, and don't get me wrong, I love those, but at one point it's too much.
And I think
Alex mentions cooking show, so I thought I'm saying the stakes are the same.
Take mine. Well
I
done.
approve this message.
Linda says I tried but could not get into the animated series at all. I get annoyed with those that have decided the cartoons
I think those are way
better
than the live action movies. Just wanted to say.
The thing is that
just kidding. Just kidding.
You know what? It's an explore. You know, I like the animated series. I like the animated series a lot because you're exploring characters in a different way, in a different form, and you're seeing the gray for once. Because back then it was like the Jedi were the heroes and blah blah blah. What all those damn Imperials?
What is this? Who is this character?
I love
Never heard him make that voice before, but I love that.
Yeah.
Sounds like you sound like R.L. Stein.
I do think Clone Wars and Rebels and Bad Batch all told some interesting stories. Yeah, but I don't think that they're better. I just think they're different.
Laura Keelas says, that's what I had hoped for with the Acolyte. Exploring the Force is something other than non-binary, other than a binary, not just black and white.
You know, we got the Space Witches, right, from this coven, and we've seen Space Witches with like the Night Sisters. So it's like, even though it's sort of something we've seen before, it's new and it's different, and it was from like a whole different time, and there was a cameo there at the end.
Should have been amazing.
Should have been amazing. It could have been amazing, and I feel like somebody dropped the ball somewhere.
Yeah, I will say that Star Wars, I mean, and it's become, wow, why is this so bright now? There we go. Can everyone see my arm? There we go. I mean, it's very evident. It's like with Marvel, right? The underlying issue is Disney. And it's like Disney is not a brand that lends itself well to the current demographic that is consuming all of the main Marvel and Star Wars content.
Yeah.
Like, that's us. Yeah. We want all of this more adult content. And so that's why it very clearly works. Just look at Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. They're not R-rated movie. They're not risk averse. You know what I mean?
They are risk averse. They hate. They are
risk averse. Yeah.
They're
not comfortable with going out there and telling a different story in a different way. They want the formula that they know is going to work. And I think.
And that's why, like, for something like Star Wars Outlaw, the new game that's either out or is going to soon to be out, coming out next week, you know, you play like a regular person, you know, I mean, there's droids and stuff, but it's not like Jedis and Sith and Anakin and Ahsoka. Like, it's a nice little pocket away from the Skywalkers.
Yeah, I mean, they're in an interesting place right now, that them being Disney and Lucasfilm, or I guess not Lucasfilm, right? I guess it's Star Wars. They are literally not in a place, I think, financially where they can stop making this content.
Yeah,
because
committed to quite a lot.
Closed.
It's oh god, don't get me started on the freaking hotel.
Well, I think too, they're going to cancel any series that doesn't perform like Mandalorian. They're not going to give those shows a chance to stretch out and
like that again, because they don't give anyone a chance to breathe. That's the problem.
Exactly.
You don't give someone a chance to like take a breath, take a beat,
tell
they
the
don't gonna
story.
give a
Yeah.
crap. What do I care?
Yeah.
It's not special. It's not exciting anymore. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there's a new season of Mando coming out, but I know they've got the movie, and I'm wondering, like, is the movie them like jumping the shark? Like, do they know Mando season 4 or 5, whatever we're up to
4.
now?
I think they're coming up
Yeah.
on 4.
Is the
Like,
Fonz in it?
Would
It
those
depends.
numbers be as good as Mandalorian's numbers were? You know, because I think at this point people are a little.
I'm
Imagine
done with Mandalorian too. The story was told, it was cool. I'm done. When Luke Skywalker came on and like that, I was good.
That was
fine.
great.
It was
That we could have ended it there. No Boba Fett, no
exactly. It's
nothing.
done.
Okay, Steve says it's more of a problem with streaming, not just Disney. I don't know if I fully agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh,
because
can we talk about? Go ahead.
I just think there's other IPs that can do it. Like you can say what you want about like what Marvel's doing on their side, and they have absolutely tanked a lot of their content, but they got started and it was beneficial for them because
WandaVision was great. You know, their
consuming
first
that
one
content.
was
People were used to more rapid fire Marvel content, where over Star Wars you're used to waiting. And I think right now as they are you say as someone in marketing, they're used to like templatizing everything that they can from every single thing that they can do. Show, movie, marketing, show, movie, marketing. And it just doesn't work for Star Wars that has a base that's bigger than Disney. And it just hasn't. And it's, I
have expectations.
I am, and we are, because this is what we do, hope that they keep on making this stuff. I don't care. I'm not watching it anyways, but for the people who love it, like our very, very good friend, Terry Smith, who is a huge Star Wars fan, he loves he eats all of it up. And it's like, there is that side of things where sometimes people can just enjoy Star Wars and enjoy seeing it on I'll watch and I did watch the Supernatural spinoff.
Supernatural. Steve has a point though. Streaming is a different income way of how do they calculate whether something is financially successful or not? I wouldn't even begin to know.
And because Rings of Power season 2 comes out next week.
Yeah, I mean, how do they determine whether something has I'm in a market here, has a positive ROI or not? How do they determine that? I have no idea. I don't know what the answer is, but maybe that's why they have a shorter leash, and that's why they have a quicker, that's why they're quicker to cut. Maybe I don't know.
5 is coming out. Disney again will just take this and go.
Yeah, but Toy Story 5, they have all the characters rigged. They can use any voice actors. It doesn't even matter. No. But it's not hard
to your point. I mean, there is no profit. It's almost zero profit on any streaming show until you start getting ad revenue or people are buying merchandise. I mean, and I don't remember what it was last time, but the last time Disney put any of their Q1 through 3 profits out, a majority of their money is in marketing. Is in merchandise. So the more of these shows that they can make to make merchandise for people to buy, and I think that's where the disconnect is they are making the content. They're trying to make the content for the older folks,
merch.
Which fuels merch that is predominantly being bought by the younger demos, but then the merch that they're selling to the younger demos is also influencing the shows. And so it's this weird echo chamber that I feel Disney has found themselves in, that they just haven't been able to get out. And I think if anyone can do it, it's going to be Disney. I think very soon, I think maybe Mando and Grogu can be an awesome movie. It can just be holy shit, Rogue One level type of movie.
Yeah.
My face.
But
fingers crossed.
My eyes. Hold on. I got to bring them back.
But it's just you have to get out of your own way, Disney. Just let it go. Let your creatives be creative.
Yeah, I think just streaming is just seeing how the industry has moved to streaming is really interesting, how it's affected content and stories. I think it's really interesting.
Well, they are going to snip everyone's shared passwords. So obviously the streaming is doing
Alex,
really
I have to buy my own Paramount Plus now.
You guys could see the what is it? The web of my logins. I've got this from them, this from them.
Also,
I give them this.
that have profiles in my account that I don't think have actually logged in and used it. And I don't know who is or isn't. Like, Paul, you've got a profile on
I
my
know.
Peacock. I don't know if
Get
you've
rid of
ever
it.
used it.
I pay for my own Peacock, and then
Yeah.
I was on mine. And
Hold
then my
on.
girlfriend
Every
also has
single one
my.
of us pays for our own streaming service individually. None of us share our passwords with anybody.
This is,
That is correct.
yeah.
Thank you,
Disney.
Alex. Thank you, aronowitz@gmail.com.
Not my email address, but okay.
Be cool.
What was your mother's maiden name?
Be cool.
Oh, I love dogs. What was your first dog's name? Yeah, yeah.
What was your first dog's name? Oh, I grew up on Main Street. What was the name of your street? I bet it was something cool.
I don't know if you saw. What's the what is the what's the clothing company? They painted that whole church black. They're kind of like satanic. Blackcraft. Blackcraft. I always remember that they got in trouble like years ago because their security questions were so like out of pocket, but they were like the most like overt. Well, I'll use the word inappropriate questions that you should never put on the internet. And then they're like, legally you can ask these, but they were just like, who was your first? Like, and it's like, well, technically 2 people in the world could know that. Anyways,
I'm
so
technically 2 people.
I don't know about you, but my first 3 different people.
I don't know their names.
It's none of my business where you freak a leak. So, all right, everyone. Well, that is the Acolyte. I mean,
That took a turn. The Acolyte into that ending.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
And you know what I promised, by the way? I
freaks.
promised a little earlier before was jump scare.
Oh.
Oh,
What?
No, man.
Okay.
jump scare.
Autumn obviously didn't watch our long leg stream, and if you guys watch it, you'll understand.
I'm not in it. Why would I have watched it?
That.
There she is. Welcome back. But
Go back and watch our long legs review so you can understand why there's a jump scare of Marilyn Manson's face.
Oh, God,
Yeah, that would be good context. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
We'll do that right after this show. All right, everyone. So yeah, that's the Acolyte. Let us know what you think. I mean, I think we're just going to keep getting more and more Disney content. We've got the Skeleton Crew coming out. We've got more animated stuff in the Mando movie, as Daniel mentioned. All right, Daniel, let's move into what I think is going to consume the rest of the show because we all have things to say about this. Hey, Luis. Hey, man.
Hello.
It's good to see you. If you're here and you don't normally say hi, say hello.
Say
We'd love
hi.
to know who you are, where you're watching from, and what you're hauling.
And why you're watching?
Well, we don't bite.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
not anymore.
welcome
Explain
to Fandom Social.
yourself.
What you hauling? All right, Daniel. What is our
Here we go.
last piece of very civil? We will have.
I'm totally
We
chill.
will remain civil in my court. What is the last
I'm
piece
not,
of news,
not over
Daniel?
here. You
Man,
can
not
stay
this
civil
floor.
over there if you want.
Civilence.
Last
Daniel?
piece of news is Blake Lively. She's in the news.
That's it. That's the news.
That's the news. That's it.
And we're
Have a
out.
good night, everyone. Blake Lively's in the news. She has come under controversy. Oh, there she is. You know, I used to love her, and now,
That was 2 nose jobs ago.
ooh, fair.
No matter how I feel about her as a person,
Oh.
that's the end of my sentence.
Yeah.
Daniel, okay, let's let Daniel get out
set the-
why
yeah.
we're talking about
Set
her.
the groundwork
and then
So
we
she's
can-
come under fire for some odd promotion for the movie. She's in the movie It Ends With Us. That's currently out. Movie's doing great. You know, numbers looking good. Her promotion has been weird. She included a push for her new hair care line in promotion.
Like beeswax or something, or
Can you mention
Lively
that the movie is about
Brown.
domestic violence?
Yeah, we'll start there. The movie's about
Mhm.
domestic violence and emotional abuse, right? And so It Ends With Us is about ending, you know, that I'd say generational, you know, that, you know,
Ending
oppression.
the cycle.
Do you want me to read
Ending
the line?
synopsis, yes.
The one line from it is: when a woman's first love suddenly re-enters her life, her relationship with a charming but abusive neurosurgeon is upended, and she realizes she must learn to rely on her own strength to make an impossible choice for her future.
Mhm.
that's more
Yeah.
than one.
So, you know, the movie deals with like heavier subjects. It's a really, it's a very serious tone, right? And her promotion has been like anything but. So the main character is like a florist in the movie, and she
Mute
was like on
myself.
TikTok, and she was like, put on your florals and go see this movie with the girls day, like
so step one, that's the one big thing that got her in hot water.
Yeah.
Right? That's number one.
I think that's the catalyst for all of the critique she got.
Which is surprising, because to me, that's the least worst thing that happened in this whole thing. That to me is...
I don't think it's the worst. It's just the first.
It's just, but it's not even the first. It's just the first thing that for some reason triggered people to think back.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was actually bad that they didn't pay attention to. About this movie.
Yeah.
This thing, like all this crap was happening, and I was like, I can't believe this is happening. And then that happened. I was like, oh, now everyone realizes this is something weird going on. But that was the least worst, because honestly,
she was very
you wear your florals and get the girls and go see the movie about being a woman that needs empowerment, right?
Yeah,
you could spin that. But Autumn, now you go in, because I know you're like, I know you gotta like go for it, let it out.
I think that her bad behavior in the past has been very much cushioned and filtered by how charming, what's his face is, Ryan Reynolds is. Like, he's fun and charming. He's not. We don't necessarily think that.
Don't forget her best friend.
Is he nice? Not necessarily, but is he charming and funny? Yes. And I think she was sheltered by that. That I think that they were just like this fun couple and all this. So she was a little like, no one did a lot of deep dive or paid a lot of attention to her past behavior. And I think it's because they were this beautiful, funny, charming it couple. She's horrible. So not only this movie's about domestic violence, domestic abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, all of that. And not only did she decide that, I did find out that she had producer rights and final say on the soundtrack and on wardrobe. So she had this whole thing that was her choice, and she stood firm that the wardrobe was like a designer wardrobe with florals, and it was high end, that particular character would never have afforded those things or worn those things, wearing like what are the red bottom shoes called, the Louboutins? Like, she's wearing very expensive designer clothing in the film, and then is treating and then she had all this light upbeat pop music that didn't belong in the story of the film, and that was where she had ultimate control, and that the director, who was also the other character,
Justin Baldoni.
Thank you. The story, like the idea is that he was treating it very seriously. If you go to his Instagram page, his bio was all about, hey, if you need help, here's resources. And hers is promoting her businesses. She had the hair care line. She was trying to get all the girls to go out in florals. She's trying to make the Barbie movie vibe of it.
Yeah.
Premiere.
I think she's also been like promoting her
alcohol brand.
But her alcohol brand, and like one of the triggers of the character in the movie is alcohol.
Okay, so that was my next thing I was getting to. She has this alcohol brand, and she's having this premiere, and in her premiere, she has these themed drinks, and one of them was called like Ryan Ready For, or Ryan Wait For It, or something. So it's like Ryan Wait, and so like that's tacky because he's the main character, and it's saying Ryan Wait. The one that I think is the worst is it ends with Buzz.
Oh my God.
Was one of the names of the themed drinks. And so if you break that down, like it is abuse and Buzz is alcohol. So like, yes, it is. And like, that's like something like 90% of cases of domestic abuse involves alcohol. So it was so tone deaf and so disgusting. And it's awful. And then during the whole press junket, it was like this funny thing that Ryan Reynolds is piggybacking and crashing it and making little funny jokes and like the joke was that he's interviewing the other character and he's like acting like he's being protective and possessive of his wife and jealous of his wife. And it's a funny joke, and his mom comes on. It's a whole thing. And it's like, can we please discuss the topic of this? And somebody was talking, I'm going to say the last thing. Somebody was showing an interview with Julia Roberts when she was in Sleeping with the Enemy back in the 90s, and how when she was interviewed for it, she's so respectful of the content and saying like, when someone said, how would you respond to somebody who said that they respond to this? And she's like, I couldn't even pretend to understand what this is like. I haven't been through it. I don't pretend to be through it. It's a horrible situation that I would, and she starts giving like, here's the resources I would give, and here's how much empathy I have for that situation. And she was all about the topic, not about herself. And it's
Right.
like, here's how an actress who portrays a victimized woman could act. And it's just tacky. It's just
Tacky
horrible.
for sure.
It's honestly awful.
Mhm.
So I'm
It
going
was
to stop talking
terrible.
for a sec, but that was my soapbox. Thanks. Bye.
I appreciate the soapbox.
Yeah, and Alexis
Give me those
said,
drinks.
and I agree with this. I think her sense of humor is like Ryan Reynolds. Well, she tries to have her sense of humor be like Ryan Reynolds, but she doesn't have the talent or the delivery. You almost feel like she hasn't been out in public enough to catch the hint that she's being mean.
She's insulated,
and she's
100%.
incredibly insulated, and she lives in this vacuum. I didn't know this because, to be honest, I was looking through her filmography and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I don't really like anything that you have ever
Yeah.
been in except The Town, which you were barely in. She was like a fourth rate character, and she's in
Yeah.
Accepted for 10 minutes, which I love that movie. But
is that the one with the college?
Yeah, the fake
yeah,
college.
the fake
Whatever his
college.
name is.
And then Gossip Girl. I never watched Gossip
Yeah.
Girl, so like I
She has
can't
said
speak
in
to
an
that. But, like,
interview, she said in an interview that she likes to shape all of her characters around her own self, which is an interesting way of saying, I don't know how to act. I do not know how to inhibit another character. I mean, not inhabit another character. So therefore, I just make all the characters like myself. Like, she doesn't know how to act. She's not an actress.
yeah, well, I mean, I think you guys
She's a
were
mean
the
girl.
ones, Autumn and Daniel. I think you guys were the ones telling us before the show, right, that she has benefited from a bit of nepotism, right? Like she's got
Oh, a
family
lot.
in the
Yeah.
industry.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Family in the
It was
industry.
like, yeah.
Who's her family? Because I don't know.
Her father was an actor, and her mom was a talent scout, and I want to say her dad was in casting and in acting, and she has like multiple siblings and half siblings that were all in the
Her
industry.
mom is a
and
talent
so,
scout and didn't even think of her.
Which is
and
great.
so she went
And how many
straight
people in the
to
audience saw Teen
final.
Witch, by the way? How many people in the audience saw Teen Witch? Because
Dude,
I think
Steve
Steve might have.
just brought it up.
Robin,
Yeah.
and no one is going to top that, right, Steve? No one's going to top that.
No one's going to top it. She was brought straight to final callbacks for Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. She didn't have to go through the whole casting call that everyone else did. She was
America
It was
Ferrera in
her
that?
and like two other people.
America Ferrara was in
Yeah,
that. He's
exactly,
spectacular.
John. He also, they are exactly the same in that.
And
If
they were
you
both
watch them
in Green
in
Lantern.
Green Lantern, that's where they met. That's where he decided not so much Scarlett Johansson, but instead someone who's just like him. So great. Enjoy each other.
Right.
And they have.
And the second I saw Ryan Reynolds on screen, I was like, "Oh, look, this guy should play Deadpool," and so now he's Deadpool.
Yeah.
This is all he should have ever been in his entire life. He should get all the movies, get all of his movies that he's been in, just get him out of here.
And Van Wilder.
Oh, Van Wilder.
Van Wilder, he just plays himself again, but like
And
that's the
Waiting.
character.
Waiting. Okay, now we're just
Waiting.
talking about Ryan Reynolds. We're just talking about Ryan Reynolds. But Alexis also mentions it would have been easy for her, because I wanted to transition to this. It would have been easy for her to collaborate with a DV nonprofit, domestic violence people, to provide the resources and come out on top of this. That's a whole other part of this. She has said nothing.
Well, no, she finally said something.
Nothing.
She finally
said
something.
Mean
She
about
didn't
it.
say anything.
Alex, what did she say?
What did she say?
Oh no, she did. She responded to a bunch of stuff about, I want her to be like, she's a strong character. It doesn't define her. She found a publicist to spin it for her, and then she posted a story about like domestic violence resources. So she did respond after getting dragged
after being
through
scolded
the
for it.
dirt.
Did you hear about the interviewer that asked her the question, like if someone came up to you and said that's really resonated with
Was it
them?
this one?
Like what? Not that
No.
one.
No,
that one's
there was
horrible. But
another.
a recent one. If somebody, came up to you about this movie and said this really resonated with them, like how would you recommend that they approach you or talk to you about it? She's like, how about my address? How about my phone number? How about like? She was really snotty. Like basically, I'm not going to talk. Like you recommend that I talk to people. I'm not going to talk to people, and it was terrible. And so that was just her recent interview. And then Ryan Reynolds being, funny and quirky in the interviews. But then you go back, to this one that you just showed where she was horrible with
Tell me
Parker
about this
Posey.
one. Tell the people about this one.
So in this particular one, Blake Lively was pregnant, and I forget if it was with their first or second
It
child.
was publicly, and it was a
Public
publicly
news.
known thing.
And so like the interview opens, and she's like, "Oh, congratulations, something
On
about
your
her on your baby bump, right?" And then Blake
No,
Lively.
she said, "Congratulations on your little bump," is what she said. The
Mm.
interviewer. Yeah.
And then Blake Lively was like, "Well, congratulations on your little bump."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You know,
for what?
And
insinuating
also, she's fat. That's what
Mhm.
she's like. It was a fat shame thing. And then she and Parker Posey
Yes.
went off on this Mean Girl
Parker
thing. And
Posey.
as it turned out, that interviewer happened to be infertile.
Oh, good for
So
her.
her little thing about congratulations on your little bump was like, it just happened to be. But yeah, her and
Mhm.
Parker Posey went off on her and were so mean.
Yeah,
It's
they
just
were
so
like,
mean.
it got to a point where she
It's-
was like turned away from her, just like chatting with Parker Posey, you know,
Yeah.
very visibly.
And they were being snarky and sarcastic because she asked about the clothes
Mhm.
in whatever movie she was in. And the clothes were a very important aspect of the movie. It was a period piece. And so when she was asking about the clothing, it wasn't just like, because she said, "Oh, I wonder if you're going to ask the men." Like, it was basically, that's what they're saying. Like, "Oh, you're only going to ask me about clothes because I'm a woman." And then the two of them went off on this whole rant about all the actors' clothing,
Mhm.
as if they'd been asked a really shallow, stupid question.
And
Yeah.
that's the funny thing is, like, she wanted to get ahead and be like, "Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be like, Kate Blanchett and all those viral videos where she like goes off because all the women,
Yeah.
all the camera guys are like checking out her
Yeah.
dress and whatever."
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, remember how popular she was on the internet when she did that? We're going to
Yeah.
do that. We're going to
Yeah.
we're going to own her."
Also,
And did
when
it
they would
so
have
badly.
horrible
Hmm.
misogynistic questions like, what did you have to do to fit into that
Yeah.
Black Widow suit? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so, like,
Mm.
those are terrible questions. I get it.
Yeah.
It's not about her acting. They asked about her body. But this one was a question about the costumes in the period film. And she, like Alex was saying, she wanted that same, like, sassy clip of her going
Wait, do
off
you know
on a
what movie that
misogynistic
was for?
interviewer.
What'd you say?
Do
Paul?
you know what movie that was for?
What was it
Oh,
for?
you know,
Me?
It was for a movie called Another Period. Oh wait, that was a series. Do you remember that series?
Oh,
Another Period.
no.
Find out the name of that movie.
it was
But
from a
I'm- but I'm
2016 interview, so it's been a minute.
But I'm
I'll
just
Yeah.
curious
Yeah.
because
Age of Adeline? No.
I don't think it's Age of Adeline. I didn't see
No.
Parker Posey in that. But it's interesting because it brings up the larger question of, like, for me, I mean, like, all this has happened. She's out, right? Everyone's kind of gotten their jabs in on her. What is surprising to me is a few things, not to like bring it back to him, is the fact that, like, Autumn brought it up. She definitely wanted her Barbenheimer moment. Like, I think she got bad advice from a PR and a marketing agency that was it couldn't have been Ryan Reynolds' marketing agency because
Yeah.
they're just not that stupid, frankly, is what it is. And
Yeah.
it was
Her
very
association
evident
with-
that she's also, if you think about it, this is the most spotlight Blake Lively
Yeah.
has ever had on
Herself.
her.
Yeah, she's
On
got Ryan
her,
Reynolds
the
and
person.
Taylor Swift as her best friend. So she's
Right.
thinking of herself as equal to all of them. And
Right.
she could have gotten there if she had used this film to establish some cred, to establish some, that
Humanity.
that she's got acting chops and that she cares about things that are important. And then the next film,
Mhm.
she could have looked for her her Barbie movie moment. She could have used that credibility to build to something, but instead she thinks that she's on this level with Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. She sees all the stuff that Taylor Swift is doing, and she thinks, "Oh, I'm going to do these cool things too." But she falls flat and doesn't actually know what the hell she's doing, and she's a control.
Society.
Got it.
There it is. It's a 20s film, so yeah.
It's a
Oh,
20s
it's
film.
It's a
It's a Woody Allen
film.
film.
Woody Allen
Hey,
film.
that
He
explains.
asked Woody Allen how to handle movies that have to do with
Oh,
female
boy.
topics.
It also came out that
Let's
she was a
shame all of these
supporter
people, by
of
the way, on the
Harvey
list.
Weinstein when all that Me Too stuff came out.
No
She was like,
way.
"He's never been anything but great to me. I've never had a problem with him." Like,
It's
Yeah,
like
Yeah, again,
So
look
she
at
doesn't
this.
she's
believe
not a
Look
women.
at
girl's
this.
girl.
Paul, point to that list.
Not a girl's
of
girl.
actors and
Absolutely.
actresses.
Mhm.
Yeah, all those
Yeah.
people. I'm looking at all of you.
not you, Steve
Anytime.
Carell. Not
And
you've never done
everyone
Well,
anything
here's
wrong.
the thing, like, she's also not reading the room very well because there's very much a culture happening right now of being a girl's girl.
Mhm.
Women
Yeah.
supporting women,
Girly pop.
women standing up for women, women holding other women accountable, women lifting other women. And this
Mhm.
was none of those things. This is her utilizing the experiences of women who have been victimized and standing on their backs for attention
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
doing it so badly that she's destroyed her own
Her
image.
bestie is being a little quiet about it because she wants nothing to do
Yeah.
with it. She's like,
I was
my
thinking-
billions want nothing to do with your millions.
I know. I was thinking about Blake Lively. I was like, dude, for someone Blake Lively that her best friend is a musician, Blake Lively is surprisingly tone deaf when it comes to pretty much
Seriously.
everything.
Well, the fact that she had producer like final decision on things means that she's very much in control of her own career, and she insists on a lot of control on her own career. That's what it tells me, but she doesn't know what she's doing with it, and because she thinks she's at this level, she's not listening to anyone is what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
She's like
she has no one
insulated.
telling. She has no one telling her no. Is the
Right.
problem.
And she
I
won't-
think
like I said, she
the
won't
other
listen.
other side of this movie, which like we haven't explored because it's not nearly as interesting, or maybe interesting is not the right word, but it's not nearly as juicy and hot goss. Is Justin Baldoni promoting this film? It was evident from day one that he has distanced himself from her. Apparently, even so much on set that the only part of the rumor mill that I got, because I really like Justin Baldoni since like Jane the Virgin, and I love his podcast. Like he's a very good.
He met him at the Venice Film Festival.
No, I watched that online, and so it's pretty evident in the way that he's speaking about things that like. Justin Baldoni, he's a great guy, but he also has a PR engine that is working for him. Not nearly as hard, but he's quiet. He like refuses to bring her up.
Well,
I think the only thing he said so far is that, they're like, because I guess Colleen Hoover, who I don't have time. There's not nearly enough minutes to talk about that person, but that there's a second film, and he's like, would you want to be involved? And he's like, no, I think there's better people to handle the second film. That's so far the only thing that he said about her, but it's pretty evident in everything that he is doing that he's very, very, very deliberate to bring everything back to DV and providing resources and being an advocate for it and putting the movie and the cause before himself, because every time he does that, he just makes her look worse. And again, Justin Baldoni is an actor, and he is doing this on purpose. Like, I just want that to be noticed as well. But he's doing the right thing. Yeah.
I have news about that. After this came out, and there was a whole thing about her dropping her team, letting it be known that all the cast and crew of that film unfollowed him and had nothing to do with him, to try to make it seem like it was him that was the problem. But, his power level and Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds, not Blake Lively, but of course they're all going to follow. Like, that's their careers. If she makes it known that he is persona non grata, they're going to fall into line because that's their career. That's their livelihood. But then after that leaked out from her side, he hired crisis PR veteran from Johnny Depp's whole trial. He hired that PR person who is like top of the game. And he made a post about how happy he was to be working with her, to basically put Blake Lively on notice. Like, just so you know, I've hired this person. And then shortly after that, the interview leaked from the woman in 2016. So there's been this PR battle going back and forth. And
I remember seeing on Twitter,
really good at turning the entire world against a woman in anything. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
Well,
in this case, Baldoni versus Depp is not really. That's not an equal.
No, I don't think we need to talk about Johnny Depp at all. We can just talk about the PR person. She knows what she's doing.
What were you saying, Daniel? You saw on Twitter.
I saw on Twitter, it was like before all the Blake Lively news had dropped, that like, the cast and crew aren't getting along with Justin Baldoni, and that he was like distanced from, like, he was the problem.
He fat shamed Blake Lively was the only thing that they leaked. Like, that was the headline, and then everyone's like, I read the article, and apparently Justin Baldoni has a bad back, and he had like his doctor and his spine doctor, I don't know what that is called, but say like, how much does she weigh? His doctor, his spinographer, his spinologist, all of them say, he can only lift a certain amount of weight because he has a bad back. And so the way that it was framed was that he like fat shamed her. And that was like one of
And
the
also-
first things that I saw
What?
come out. And I was like, I'm sorry, like, you know, you want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, but I was like, I've been following Justin Baldoni for a long time, so that's when I jumped on. I was like, that sounds a little
Sounds
like
yeah.
super
right to me.
out of character.
That's what you just
Alex-
sounded like.
Alex
That's
is
what you
doing
sounded like.
another
That
character today.
That doesn't sound like the Baldoni I know for the
Your
Fandom
butt is too
Festival.
tight. That's what it is
Your butt
today.
is too
Your
tight.
butt is too tight. My little dumpling. But yeah, I'm curious to see like what happens because like this NFL season starts in like 2 weeks.
men's football?
Men's football. Yes, the
and American football.
the NFL.
Men's American football, yes.
Yes.
Because there's
The
no men's
NFL,
soccer.
as
There's men's
people are
football.
calling it. NFL. I want to just run that by again because nope.
Ah,
Reactions.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
All right. Well, I tried 3 times.
I like
So
Nope.
jump scares.
Nope.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were in the stands rooting for Kelsey, and I'm like, you can believe your ass she's not gonna be there this time. Taylor's like, I got my own stuff.
Good.
You keep
Yeah.
that over there.
It'll be interesting to see if the loyalty is there through that. Do you know what I mean? If
We all
Taylor Swift
know
still
that
has
money.
Uh-huh.
fronts.
Oh, I understand,
True.
but
Money?
what money is Taylor Swift going to lose that matters by having? You know what I'm saying? Like,
It
And
doesn't
that's
matter.
true. What does Blake
when
Lively
you're
provide?
when you're a millionaire or a billionaire, you stay a millionaire or billionaire because you care about every nickel. Now, I was having this conversation, I forget with who,
yeah,
about people who were like they're not even like multimillionaires, but they're like 100,000aires, but they will still. They're like, I don't want to take an Uber. It's $47, and like they don't want to spend it and have the money, but they just don't want to spend it.
Warren
Because they're
Buffett. He has the
Okay,
same
but here-
$4 egg
here's-
McMuffin.
That's it. Save $4
Here's the
more. So
thing.
billionaires, they want to keep every little dime. You're hurting the brand.
Sure. Okay, so my take
here's what
is
we got.
that Taylor Swift's whole
Sure.
persona is going to be a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If she does not stand by her, she's not loyal, and if she does, then she is insensitive to women's experiences, or that, you know what I mean, that she endorses what Blake Lively does. So it doesn't matter what she does; she's gonna get criticized either way, and it's not really gonna matter. So
It puts her in
I
a really
think
bad
the point
spot.
is-
voice. She should now use this to like, hey Blake.
not till her concerts are over. Not till her she can't say a single thing until her
She can say
concerts are
whatever she
over.
wants. Those tickets
Yeah.
are sold. No
You know
one
what's
wants
more-
to freaking.
Dude,
you know what's
she
more-
is not going to say a thing until she's not having millions of her fans at risk at a public. She's not going to say a word till her concerts are done. And there's no more stadiums filled with
She's
her fans.
too high profile. Mhm.
What did
Yeah,
you say
I
happened
agree.
to her fans?
After because the terrorist attack in Vienna.
Vienna.
So now
Yeah, but
she has to stay
it was
silent
ISIS.
about everything. Dude, it was not ISIS. It was whatever. Let's not get into it. But the point is,
I thought
there
it was
is
ISIS.
anytime that she has all of her
I
fans
don't know.
packed into
I don't
one
read
place,
anything.
if she says a word, those fans are in danger. So she's not going to say a word about anything till her tour is over in November. Then she
Yeah.
can
Till
speak out
that
about
last
whatever
check
she
clears.
wants.
Listen, if she gets on stage and says like, "Yo, I love domestic violence against women," there will be no more attacks because all the people who want to attack her fans will
You're
probably
so
like, we
smart.
also like domestic
Oh my
violence.
gosh, Alex, you should be a PR machine.
Yo, let me tell you,
There we go.
anyone who wants
Like a
to attack
T2.
her and her fan base is
T2.
obviously going to be a big fan of domestic violence. So if she just
Yeah,
says, "Hey, I love
obviously.
domestic violence," then those people will be like, "Me too," and they're going to buy
Yeah.
tickets to her shows and
Yeah.
not want to hurt her. I've solved
Yeah, it's great.
every problem.
So now she can change all of the stadiums are sold out with terrorists and misogynists instead of.
And then-
so yeah, everyone gets along.
But hold on.
Is that
it's
not
a
the plot
bad
of Trap?
idea. It's not the plot of Trap. That's what I was going to say. That's the plot of Trap, and that's what we did to like felons back in the 70s, where we gave them Super Bowl tickets, and
Yeah.
they showed up, and they were arrested.
Shut up!
wait,
Did they
no.
do that?
I like how you
That's
said
real. That's what
it's
Trap
not just
is
the
like.
70s, Paul.
Oh,
That
maybe they're-
happened like a decade ago. They still,
but
they
I-
still do that all
so-
the
That's how they
time.
got El
That's
Chapo.
amazing.
That's how they did get El Chapo. Those
I
Burger
think we
King
lost
Kids
our
Club
audience.
points.
We're
the
just having
Wiggle
a whole
Show.
side conversation.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I feel like there's other things to watch. I'm going to watch Acolyte. Goodbye, everyone.
But I'm just
Man,
saying.
it's gone. It's gone.
Listen, if Cindy, I say about Disney, if Disney could make everyone who's like, oh, Disney has an agenda, I'm like, Disney has one agenda, and that's agenda's money. If they could make $1 more a year from making KKK recruitment videos, that's what Disney would make. That's what they would do every year.
This show is over.
Pete,
Alex has officially gotten to KKK. I know we're done.
Yeah. Once he's talking
how I
about
know.
KKK, show's over. We're at the end.
No
Yeah,
matter
we're going to
what,
the
they'll
after
make
hour
money.
show.
Yeah.
Unless your stutter's back. No, your stutter's not back. That's not what it was. Okay. Well, everyone. So that was our very calm and civil show. Honestly, I thought we were going to go like 30 minutes over. So
Yeah.
I'm proud of us. But
Fair.
I am, again, like with everything, I am just curious to see. I know I saw it has been an odd show, Steve. We knew it when we brought it up, but I was like, you know what? I think we're at the tail end of this Blake Lively stuff, so we wanted to at least talk about it because it's fun.
70% of what I wanted to say about that. So I did as well as I could. I restrained myself.
Autumn will have another live show right after this. It's called the Autumn's Blake Lively Corner.
Yeah.
Like Lively Corner.
It's called Read the Effing Room. Change your prescription if you need to, because she cannot read the room. She needs to. She has room literacy issues.
I can read everything in my room. I got a very high definition camera.
That's nice. That's nice.
Did we want to get into our weekend gripes? Are we all past that?
Go ahead. Daniel, I know you had one. And
yeah, I just want to complain. I need to take down Amazon right here, right now. Jeff Bezos, you count your days. I'm coming after you. I ordered a new light and I got the wrong model. I was so mad. And it was damaged. It was heartbreaking. I waited like a week for it because it wasn't available on Prime. And I ordered the XYZ 300. I got the 200.
Yeah.
It's great. So now I'm worried about I go to return it and they're like, this isn't even what is on the order.
You're like, it's like I know that's the point.
That's the problem. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So Jeff Bezos, you count your days.
Yeah. So that poor kid in Indonesia that had to make your light.
Yeah.
Now he's getting a freaking beating because of you.
I hope he's got cobalt poisoning.
Alex today, his vibe today is like it's his second semester in his sophomore year at Sarah Lawrence, and he just got done reading Oscar Wilde, and he is just upset about everything. We're just like,
he read some Sylvia Plath too, and just like he's done.
I'm just being aware. I'm just being aware, bro.
Alex, remember when we talked about I needed a lid for the Eras Tour cup?
Yeah, didn't I send you like
I went and looked. No, but I went and looked on Etsy, and I found someone that makes them, and it arrived this weekend. And can we talk about how curvy it is?
Oh, it's warped.
Yeah,
don't shame that curvy top. I love
because it's 3D printed. It's not going to bend. And so, like, who even put that in the envelope and said this is good to go?
Maybe the California heat warped it. Didn't I send you the link directly to the one that I got from my nieces? I thought I sent you.
That was.
These don't come with lids.
You're such a jerk. I freaking hate your face.
You probably did, but I don't remember where. I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
Taylor Swift personally did put lids on these guys.
Liza says to warm it up in hot water. Maybe it'll reshape.
Oh,
like my old mouthpiece when I played football.
Oh my god! Like every toy that I've ever broken on screen and then had to do that.
Men's football.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's a good call. I'm gonna try that.
Otherwise, I'm going to send you the link.
Said NFL in the comments, and that was pretty funny.
Hair dryer, maybe. Yo, we've got enough tips here to start a little like DIY channel.
Enough what?
Yeah.
Send us your best hacks.
Tips.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
You said it really fast.
Oh well, I'm using Factor now because I'm having a hard time like getting out to go get groceries and prepare food. So I'm using Factor. We are not sponsored by Factor yet, but whenever you guys would like, reach us at hello@Fandom Social, and we can give all of our members a discount code. So Factor, go ahead and email us at hello@Fandom Social. But they sent the package of everything. And it's in a it's in like in a cardboard box, and it's got the 2 pieces of ice. Well, they glue the sides of the things down so that the wrapper doesn't move. And
Yeah.
when I'm trying to cut it up, because I don't live in an apartment complex anymore, so I can't just toss the box in some dumpster somewhere. Now I have to cut it up. So now I have to cut through the cardboard as well as this insulation. And the
Oh, geez.
insulation
Oh,
is
that
a
can't be good
little,
for
it's
ya.
got like stuff in it. So now it's all
Oh my
over. And I'm
gosh.
like, what the hell am I breathing in?
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
also,
And
why is it?
what terrible packaging? Like,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
yeah. I've
So-
Do a
done.
better job.
May not be food grade.
Oh, she might
Do
be
a better
talking
job,
about
Paul.
the
That's
Oh,
right.
the
lid.
lid might not
Right.
be food grade. That's
Do
true.
it.
Yeah. I guess I
Yeah.
can't eat it after all.
Good one, Pete.
Does anyone
Menabel,
care?
nice.
Does anyone care about my gripe?
Yeah.
No.
Have a great night, everyone. Thank
it-
you so much.
Is it billionaires?
or
Disney and
Everyone's
money?
gripe.
Yeah.
Money.
No, mine is
Go ahead,
contractors.
Alex.
By the way, I love. By the way, I respect contractors, but I also know that you are subject to the whim of their time frames. So it's like they get a cancellation, and they're like, "That's when you'll see me, or you'll see me 3 months from now." Like
Are
that's
you
what they give
talking
you.
about contractors from like who work on your house or like
Yeah,
who
yeah.
work in
Contractors work on your
businesses?
house.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't
Or like
relate.
you hire them to take someone out.
I
Yeah,
rent.
just take someone out. So I'm getting my bathroom redone.
Oh, because you broke the door.
Because I broke the door. No, I broke the bedroom door. So I'm getting my bathroom redone, and February I talked to this person. That's why everyone's like, "How much is it costing you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I got the quote in freaking February." Yeah. Oh, no,
damn.
it's good. This is my weekend gripe. This weekend gripe. So guys been telling me since February that I'll call you like 2 weeks before to let you know so that you can order the shower and everything that you can't just shove in your bedroom for in February. And who knows when I'm going to show up. This has been going on since February. It's like I'll be there in March, I'll be there in April, I'll be there in May. Keeps going on. Then it pushed all the way. He's like, I'll be there mid-September. I'll call you 2 weeks before. Last Wednesday at like 4:30 p.m. Hey, he's going to be there Monday. What?
Monday.
So I'm like, I have to order all this stuff. I'm rushing.
like, hey, we're
I'm getting
outside.
the wrong pieces in the mail. Lowe's is delivering the wrong sinks because I'm like rushing all this stuff. I'm going to different stores trying to get everything. It has been a
Sounds
Is
like
there
nightmare.
any Oscar music we can play?
The Moonlight
Oscar
is like
music.
a cable company with like we'll be there between
Play it
9
out.
and 10 next month.
No.
So
We'll be there 2 weeks from sometime in the future.
Yeah.
And then it's just we'll be there in a week. So yeah, it's been very frustrating, and I have no bathroom now. So, and good thing I'm working from home the rest of the week because that was the last shower I took was this morning.
honestly, I'm glad you have all those popcorn buckets.
Mhm.
They're gross now, but you can just
True.
Yeah.
go
We
nuts.
could sell those on certain sites.
Yeah.
I am going to fill this one up.
No, that's
No.
the show. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you guys on Saturday. Me and Alex for sure. Maybe we can get some of these yahoos to go out and watch movies and also not have a life.
I'll go do that.
So, Daniel, no. Okay. Well, we'll see you guys on Saturday. Me and Alex have to talk about what movies we're gonna watch, and then we will do the.
Can we just do one movie? We both saw Blink twice. Can we just do Blink twice?
All right. So this Saturday we will be talking about the film Blink Twice. That's Saturday at 9 a.m. PST and noon
That's how
Eastern.
kitty cats tell you they love you.
A horse bath?
Yes.
Oh, for
I'm getting distracted. So like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let us know in the comments. What do you guys? I'm curious, and not so much about the Blake Lively stuff, but I am curious about what you guys thought. Not you guys, but everyone in the comments. Let us know what your true and honest thoughts are with the Acolyte and the cancellation, because it's actually been pretty mixed. So there is a bit of discourse right now. So bring that discord to our channel. Because we really need the bump as far as engagement goes, so we can sell this puppy and retire. But until then, thank you guys all so much. We'll see you Saturday. Remember to like what you love what you like, and don't be a Blake Lively about it.
Don't be
Bye,
an
everyone.
Exactly.
night, y'all.
Bye.
Peace